Do I get to the other side? All right. Good evening, everybody. So, non-duality, it's how do I get to the other side? And the guy said, you are on the other side. So, and the little thing in the bottom say, the sunshine to everybody. So, the little guy down there. So, duality is a topic, it's a little bit complicated. It's the topics that we do here at the center. It's because we are working through it, right? It's subjects that comes up, and like Yonata said here in her studies before, we need to start changing. We need to start transformation as, human beings, as spirits on a path of evolution. And this topic is very, very, how can I say, difficult. This is actually, duality is the last stone that we need to overcome in our planet of proofs and expiation. As soon as we overcome duality, we're ready for the transformation that everybody talks about and that everybody is ready. So everybody keeps asking, when is this going to happen, this transformation? When this new world is going to come? Transformation world, the Spiritist keeps asking, and all spiritualists are talking about that. Is going to come. There is no date for that. It is only, how can I say, when we as a whole, overcome duality. And tonight we're going to understand here what is duality. And so duality is being spoken before by Buddhism the last 3,000 years. But as you know, Buddhism is it's very deep. Very, very deep. Very, very deep. And this topic now is starting to surface throughout the universalists, the people that talk about the transformation of our planet. And let me just tell you what it is. Duality, it's oneness, right? It's completeness equals to unity. I put an example here of a coin, right? So when you take a coin, you always check both sides of the coin, right? And you keep saying heads and tail. But in the truth, there is no two coins, there's only one coin, right? And there is only one coin. Duality, I lost it here, my monitor wrote this one. Coming back. So, as in Spiritism, like Yonata said here in a study, great study, by the way, on the chapter 5 of Liberation. This book is amazing, really amazing. And like she said here, the message of Spiritism, it needs to be understood and needs to be practiced, okay? Like a genius said that spirituality, it's not to be intellectualized, but it needs to be lived, it needs to be practiced. So in Spiritism, when we're talking about God, is a subject that we lack information about it. It's first was God, right? And then there was creation. So then duality started. So when he started creating the universe, right? He creates the universe and he creates the principle, the intelligent principle that is us, okay? That's the duality. Duality also means separation, okay? So it's, how can I say this? Distortion started when God started the creation of the universe. Okay, and that's the question that a lot of people ask, why God had to start this, okay? And because love, as we understand God, it's love, and love by default multiplies. You're never gonna see somebody that is pure love standing still. Is always acting in power of love. And that's what happened with creation. Because God is creation, automatically he's multiplying always. Remember when Jesus says, if my Father works non-stop, I also work nonstop. That's what he meant. God is always multiplying. So when this is started, that's when duality is started. Without duality, there was no creation. There was not creation. There was no transformation, evolution. But why it's today for us as a spirit, teenagers, let's call it this way, right? We're in a process of transformation. And duality today is the big obstacle for us from move from this level of planet to a new level of transformation. It's because duality created for us separation. And how is that? Because today it's right and wrong, beautiful and ugly, right? Skinny and fat, and so on and so forth. For everything, we have a duality, okay? And it's a problem because everything in the universe, as we learn from Spiritism, came from the same essence. Right or wrong? Everything came from the same essence. If it came from the same essence, what does this mean? It means there is one. That's when things start to complicate a little bit. Okay? So, for example, this phone that doesn't stop ringing here, it's technology, and this chair, it's furniture. Two different things, duality, right? But are they different in their essence? No, because they come from the universal fluid, right? And the universal fluid is the distortion from God. So in the end, it's the same thing. Got it or no? Yes? But we, as humans, as we evolve, we forgot consciousness. Let's put it this way. A lot of people have a different answer for consciousness. If you ask a spiritist, what is consciousness? He's going to say, it's where God's law is. Okay, right? Isn't it the answer of the Spirit's answer in the Spirit's book? But if you ask another person that is not spiritually based, educated, he's going to give her a different answer. Okay, what is consciousness? Anybody wants to talk about? What is it? What is consciousness? It's hard to explain. No idea? Anybody? What is consciousness?
A state of awareness.
Huh?
A state of awareness.
Okay. Really good. It's a state of awareness. But who states?
Ours.
Ours. Okay.
So,
the spirit, state of awareness. So what is a state of awareness?
Be alert.
Be what?
Alert.
Alert? Okay. So state of awareness, she's going into the right path. So consciousness for people that do not believe in God, okay? It's the whole. It's everything, okay? It's the universe. If you see a spiritualist talking about, he can mention the creator, others is going to mention as God, but most of the people, the Western world has the belief that consciousness is the whole. Okay? On the East world, it is the state of awareness without past, without future, without anything. That's consciousness, right? It's without anything. Why without anything? Because when the person or the spirit is consciousness, he already has his peace and his happiness. And like was said here before, does he need anything else? Because he's already in a state of consciousness. He already has peace and happiness. Does he need anything else? His consciousness. It's hard to understand, okay? But if we look, okay, there is no right and wrong answering this question. It's understanding. Some people understand one way, other people understand another way, okay? And state of the awareness, yes, you're right about that, but without past. I don't want to use another word. It's without memory, actually. Without any memory, without any future, it's just it. That's it. And nothing else. That's consciousness. If you close your eyes today, you're only going to see darkness, right? And you're going to see your state of consciousness. When you close your eyes and you are able to observe that darkness, you are in a state of consciousness. If you don't let anything come, of course it's going to happen because we didn't master that yet. But those little seconds or minutes that you stay there, you and darkness, and you alone, you are conscious. Understood? Okay, there is no duality. See that? There's no duality. Now, we're going to go into the duality part. Who here believe that we are constantly in a war between good and evil here on this planet? You do? Yeah. Who else? Raise your hands, please. Let me see. Okay. You don't believe that we are in a constant fight? So raise your hand. Don't cheat. Huh? Do you believe in that? Diego, do you believe that? Cynthia, do you?
No.
Okay, good. No. Larry, do you believe that we are in a consciousness fight between good and evil? Yeah. You do? There we go.
I don't think good and evil, but necessarily, but making good decisions, bad decisions. But that's good. Not good. Good and evil is very strong.
Like Star Wars, just move on.
Huh?
The Star Wars, come on.
But do you believe that we are? What about you, Scott? Do you believe we are in this constant war between good and evil?
Well, not in my being, but on this planet, there are some evils active, and there are some good, and everything in between.
Duality.
Yeah.
See? Duality right there. That's duality. So, actually, there is no war between good and evil on the planet. There is none.
No war, but
there is none. The war that we face in this planet today is duality. Your way of viewing things and his way. And then it starts the wars. There is no good and evil. There is no good and evil. So, she likes coxinha com catupiry. And he doesn't like the coxinha with catupiry. So they're going to fight inside the center. With coxinha we're going to get. There's a war right there. Is that good and evil? No. Okay? Right or wrong? So all the wars in the world,
It's coxinha war.
It's a coxinha war. So there was a coxinha war. There was husband and wife war because of the kids. There was the kids' wars, and it keep on going and going. So there is no good and evil in the world. Okay? This thing. It's just, when you see, when people come and say, listen, he should have used common sense. What do you mean? Because there is millions of common sense. Because my common sense is different than Tatiana's common sense. Duality. Again. So everything in this planet is based on duality.
matter of opinion.
Huh?
Matter of opinion.
Matter of opinion also is a duality. Because, see? Yes, it is. It is. Matter of opinion is also a duality. So everything is a duality because we create this as the purpose of evolution. Okay? Is the tool that we need is duality. It's a tool. Okay? But it's like a hammer. You use it and that's it. You don't need it anymore. You don't carry it with you all the time. But that's what we do. We carry our dualities with us our beliefs, our common sense with us, okay? Because we don't see each other as one. So we need to go back to one. So I'm not talking about that when we die, we need to go back and attach us back to God. No, that's never going to happen. We always going to still individuals. When it says it's one, it's non-duality. Just close your eyes, you only see yourself. So when you get back to God, you're going to see him as you, and he is you. That's what it is. The obstacle that we need to overcome. For example, who here is afraid of dying? You are? Good. Good. Okay. Diego, you afraid of dying? No? Okay. Not even after that chapter? Life and death. So that's a question, because a lot of the people, a lot of us do not know what's going to happen to us when we pass, even though that we have a lot of knowledge in Spiritism. And we still have the little thingy behind our ears and say, am I going? What's going to happen in this and that? Life and death, another duality, right? So as soon as you take life and death and makes one, take out of the duality, the fear is going to go away. Okay?
Life and life.
That's it. It's only you. Understand? It's not matter of opinion. It's just, and when you take the duality out of things, you're going to focus on what the only thing that exists, you. Right? If you see like this, if you are able to build inside of you, okay, that you are one with the Creator, okay? Does anything in this world is going to make you worry? Huh?
No way.
Impossible. But we are not one with Him. And that's why we get sick. That's why anxiety. That's why we have fears, okay? And the biggest thing in duality is judgment. That's it. And then we go into judgment. So Jesus Christ mentions several times, do not judge. Do not judge. But back then, he can only specify that, do not judge. He could not go into the specifics because we're still children in the evolution and the transformation. But we are no longer children in evolution. We are teenagers, okay? Teenagers, keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. I'm boring, I'm boring, I'm boring, I'm boring. That's we are. We are on a stage of to be teenager in evolution. And judgment, okay? The biggest thing with duality is judgment. Because new things coming in, right? The first thing we do is to judge. I'll never do something like this. You ever heard that phrase?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's the mother of the hypocrisy, that phrase. I'll never do something like this. I'll never gonna be able to do that. Yeah, right. So we judge things that we are not expert on it. I'm not even gonna touch politicians.
Oh, no.
Please no, right? Or other things. Or kids, educating kids. Or everything in the world. Or the choice, especially those, right? The choice that the person has related to his own gender. Or the choice that the person of the who or what he wants to marry. So the person wants to marry that chair, go ahead. Huh? The other day I was watching a program, this guy married his car. Yeah, he married his car and he sleeps with the car, he kissed the car. It's intense. to see that. Because the human mind, it's amazing what we are capable of. And there is people that study our behavior. And when you think that you've seen everything, you're not even in the beginning. Right? So we need to go back into this, into purifying ourselves. I know it's hard. I'm not living a non-duality life. I'm trying to catch myself on those things. Basic stuffs, right? Basic stuff, like respecting one another. This is basic. This is basic. Very basic. If the person wants to marry a man, marry a woman, or if he wants to have no gender, it's fine. Who are we to judge this person? To tell them is right or wrong? Or to tell them, oh, this is the base of the family? My goodness. The hypocrisy that we live in is suffocating us in a way that is not only suffocating, it's making us blind in such a way that we see how our world is separated today. Very separated. We see separation inside our homes because somebody likes this guy and somebody else likes this guy. And then there's fights between them. Friendships being dissolved because we are incapable of respecting what people like or don't like, or what they want to be or not be. Right? So this word that I'm not too fan with, and it will disappear, okay? It also walks hand to hand with duality. It's to be conserved. That word it was created for somebody that do not want our planet to evolve. To maintain what he likes. To maintain what is old. To maintain that thing without any change. It's horrible. It's horrible. To conserve things, not to change, is to go against any law of transformation. Oh, my mother used to do this way. My father, my grandfather, my father used to do like this. Seriously? How transformation is going to happen in this planet as a whole? Because nobody's going to go ahead, because we are all connected to each other still. Okay, thank God we have that fail-safe switch. We are connected to each other. We don't see each other yet, but we are connected without knowing. Okay?
Exactly what you said. It's a waste of time to judge you, because what I see in you that I judge, it's something temporary.
Yes.
So when we are in oneness, all this that I used to judge will disappear, as you said.
Right, because when you become one, everything else, it does not matter.
Exactly.
It does not matter. It's not matter. So as soon as you become one, well, let's ask, as soon as you become one with the creation, you understand this, that we are all one, but individuals. Okay? So how it does works? Because what moves you moves her. That's what is to be one. What feeds her feeds you. That's to be one. The air that goes into my lungs goes to his lungs. That's to be one. But we continue individuals. So our consciousness needs to evolve into that. So we free ourselves from the prison that is ourself. People keep saying I'm living in a prison. No. You are the prison. You are the prison. Your ego, your pride, your smallness, our lack of humility, our lack of compassion, That's what makes us in this prison. And every time we miss the step to apply virtues against the world, we put another bar into a cell. Boom, 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 boom. And then we seal ourselves in this prison, in our own prison. And then we see the result that we have to now. Now, how do we get there? How do we get to oneness? It's very easy to talk about, especially a subject like this. But how do we get there? Right? We need the steps to get there. And it's one process only, because there's no duality on this one. It's one in one path. Okay? For that is to enlighten yourself. Okay? Now, enlighten yourself is not go live here in the United States and go to India and stay there with the guru for 10 years and come back talking very slow, walking very slow, wearing those orange dress or white or whatever it is. That's not enlightening. Okay? Walking with your hands like this, right? This or that. That's not enlightening. Okay? There's no words to describe enlightenment. And there's no behavior for you to see if that person is enlightened. What is the only way that you know that that person is enlightened?
Where they act.
Huh?
Where they act.
That's duality.
No, with love. Purity of love.
Duality.
Vibration.
Thank you.
Either.
It's because you feel.
Well, that's what
Right?
Okay.
Here we go. Because you feel that person. It's like, for example, if I'm talking here, blah, 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 blah. And if you're not interested whatsoever in what I'm talking, you're going to remember what I say here? No. It does not matter. Okay? But if you get closer to me, I'm just giving an example, right? And I'm an enlightening person, you're going to feel my enlightening field. And you're going to say, wow. Wow. See, because we don't need words in enlightenment. We don't need action when you enlighten. You don't. Remember, it's you and nothing, right? So as soon as you get closer to that person, you know that person is enlightened. You know that person is a non-duality spirit. Okay? It's a person that only talks when they ask to. Is only think when it needs to. Okay? It only participate when it's called for. It's amazing. But we already have all this knowledge in how to do it. All the steps. Okay? It's not hard. Okay? You just got to catch it every moment in your life. You're walking in some place, and you're having a very good time in this place, and this guy comes in screaming, doing this. What are you going to feel about? Oh my God, why this guy is doing this? Duality, judgment. Then you catch it. Oh my God, why I'm doing this? He doesn't bother me. I don't know why he's doing this, so I should not judge. That's it. See, you're already on your path of enlightenment. Every time you do something in duality, you catch it, and you bring it back to your oneness. Every day, until one day, that person is going to come in screaming this, and nothing around you is going to disturb what is inside of you. Isn't that simple or no? But you need to start. We do way harder things here. Way harder. Who watched the Olympics? Here. Nobody watched it? Come on, people, let's watch the Olympics. Do you see those people jumping, running, swimming, doing things amazing? But what they do? They train 7 days a week. Huh? 7 days a week. They don't even go to school. They study from home, online. I have a mother here the other day. Oh, my son is not coming to the youth group because he has swimming 7 days a week. I'm like, wow, great, excellent. So, but you need swimming 7 days a week? And she explained to me, yeah, if you want to be a champion, Luide, you need 7 days a week. Very good. So let's be a champion in enlightenment. And do it every day, a little bit. When you see it's something that you don't like it, it's duality, people. Because the right and wrong does not exist. Because remember, right and wrong came from the same essence. And what is the essence? Isn't it the big boss up there? Or me, the big boss all over? So, let him handle that, or it handle that. It's not your business. Okay? So we have a couple rules here on a non-duality club. You only fight yourself. How's that? Only. That's the rules that we're going to apply from now on. We only fight ourselves. The fight will go on as long as they need to, 7 days a week. We're going to be training this. Okay? You only move to the next round when you surrendered to what it is, to oneness. So as soon as you overcome duality in this level of vibration, we're going to go to another level of vibration. Okay? Otherwise, we are not going. Not going. There are always a next round. And as soon as we get there on the next level is the next round. And then we're going to deal with that. But right now, we need to stay conscious for this here right now. Especially on a judgment. It is our biggest anchor. Okay, because we are critic of everything. 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 And most of the things that we criticize, that we judge, we have no knowledge whatsoever why it is, how it works, and why it's happening. Okay? So, when Christ came in and mentioned, not judgment, not to be judged, okay? It means that we need to use this duality that we have in this planet today to enlighten ourselves. It's just a play, right? When you go to a theater, you see a play, okay? That is just a play. This here is just a play. You're not going to live this play for eternity. It's just for now. So when you leave the theater, you leave the play behind. But we don't do this. We keep living the play. Play, keep living, living, over and over. And it's not only day after day. It's reincarnations after reincarnation. Okay? I read a book once that they were looking on the vibration of the planet Earth. And they said that one time they were here and they looked at the vibration. And for 5,000 years, they saw no transformation in those populations incarnated. They measured the transformation for 5,000 years, and there was no change. That's how hard it is for you to deal with matter, with the material things. Okay? And we are, unfortunately, we are in this path. Because we didn't decide yet to leave this behind, to leave this play behind and start a new play. We always continue on this. It's like we like it, but it doesn't feel good, but we're still doing it. Because the fear to let go and not knowing where it goes is greater than the doubt that the place that I'm going probably will be better or worse. It's time is coming now for us to really, remember that talk that your father had with you when you were a teenager? What are you going to do with your life? Remember that talk? Right? And the fear comes in and say, oh my God, I'm going to have to leave home. I'm going to have to leave my father, my mother, what I'm going to do. Right? This fear, we don't need that. We don't need to have this fear. We don't need to have this doubt. If we leave everything, the play as it is, and you focus on yourself. And the time is now. You see now, every teach that we see now, overflowing everywhere, related that we need to transform ourselves. We need it. And it's not hard. Allan Kardec said it. It's a small effort. Allan Kardec asked this in the Spirit's book. What do we need to do to go into the path of transformation? And he said, the Spirit said, a small effort. And that's how it is. You're going to catch it a little bit. Small victories here and there. Here, my God, I catch myself lying. I catch myself gossiping. I catch myself stealing. I catch myself this and this and this and this. When you catch it, it's because you're making yourself aware of what you're doing it. You're no longer doing it without knowing. As soon as you make yourself aware of what you're doing it, that thing starts to losing power towards you. You start to take the energy out, boom, 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 until it disappears and you no longer do it anymore. But it needs to start. It needs to start. It is good for you to have a notebook. Today I catch myself gossiping against this guy. I said that, this. And then before you go to bed, you read that. So you go to sleep embarrassed of yourself. Yes, you should do this. Because some people has a large memory, others don't have memory at all. Okay? So, walk it to that notebook in there. Look how we are. How small things is very important in our lives. Very important. Okay? Don't focus on a big thing. Okay? Focus on the small things, please. Don't let it go away, the small things that we see in our lives. Because those small things is going to build a ladder to enlightenment. Step by step. Stop thinking about Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Chico, Xavier, all these brilliant people that came, Martin Luther King, all this. Stop thinking about that. Okay? They did what we need to do. Focus on the small. Okay? Yourself, before you leave home, before you wake up in the morning, 90% of the people wake up in the morning with the fear of guilt. Yeah? 90%. There is a study on it. I'm going to give you an example. Some people wake up in the morning, oh my God, why did I eat so much last night? See? Okay? Wake up in the morning, my God, I should have said that to my boss yesterday. Or my friend. I should have done this differently. That's how we wake up. Instead of wake up like this, on a oneness, without duality. My God, today is a beautiful day. Walk outside and look at the sun and say, because of the sun, I live. Because without it, we couldn't live. Huh? Who here thanked the sun? Here we go. See? See how good it is to be, instead of thinking about what you're eating, what you fought, what this, as soon as you wake up in the morning. You not change this. Leave that play that you already watched and start a new one. But you need to start. It needs to start. It needs to turn that motor on and start. And then people is going to come close to you and say, oh my God, you're different. Some is not going to like it. Okay, most of them is not going to like that you're changing. Okay, it's normal. It's normal. But transformation is a solitary process. No one transforms in couples. It's individual. Okay? Very individual. So do not blame anybody if you go to the strange city here in a liberation book. When you get there, they say, oh my God, my husband made me do this and this and that. My wife made me do this and this and that. No, it was you. Okay? So let's turn the key on this motor and let's start it. And remember the notebook. Write it down. Seriously, write it down. I did it. When I read it, my own book, it's embarrassing. It is. It is embarrassing. No, it's not a diary. It's the feedback book. Not to say another word, right? So you read it there and you sign it, Luigi, right? You sign in your name at the bottom. So you never do that again. Never do that again. And if you're failing and if you feel weak, okay, call somebody. Ask for help. Come to the center. Do something. But do not continue on this path. Huh? Huh?
Read the book over and over and over.
Or that.
Turn the page.
Right? So duality is when we separate. Duality is a big obstacle today that we have in our planet. And we see how we are. And we need to go back to the oneness that we came from. I came out with enlightening. And to be enlightening is to experiment spirituality. Okay? You need to experiment that. I'm a spiritual person. How? Do you experiment it? How do you experiment it? See? You need to experiment spirituality for your path of enlightenment. And then you can talk about it. It's not because you read all the books in the Spiritist Center, or the Buddhism or Hinduism, is you spiritual. Spirituality is when you are tired of this material life. And then you look for more. If you're not tired yet of this material life, okay, you're not ready for your spirituality. Sorry to tell you that.
Judgment is also
Huh?
judgment. It's also exhausting.
Yes.
It's exhausting.
It is, right?
It is.
You see that guy there judging everybody? Even him was tired.
Yeah.
Right?
You get tired.
On the first chapter of that book, that's how his mother, it wasn't 1,000 years, he was wrong, it was 600 years. After 600 years, she was able to connect with him because he got tired of judgment.
Yeah.
Okay? So I like to say that, what?
It doesn't matter if it's 600 years.
Or 1,000 years.
He's there.
Huh?
It doesn't matter if we're correcting either. Duality.
Yeah, duality. I was telling just about that too. You say 1,000 or 600.
You teach and now we got it.
So you're right about that. Judgment drains us because as soon as you do it, you feel it.
It feels so good when you, at least you cut like 20%, 5%, you start feeling it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But when you experiment spirituality, is also amazing. It's amazing when you feel the vibration. Some of the gurus, they are in this level today, said that you're going to start, when you start your path of enlightenment, you will feel in your physical. You feel in the physical. It's kind of it's not levitate. I'm going to use another word here, but don't take me because I've never been there. High. So it's like when you're no longer attached to nothing physical. So you start to feel freedom. To feel free. The only way that I can put it in examples, it's, at the end of the month, you look back and say, oh my God, I pay all my bills. And you feel the relief.
Yes.
Huh?
You have money in my account.
Right? Huh? I'm saying this for the poor people. For the rich people, they don't have that time. I need to get another scenario for the rich people.
They worry more than...
So for us poor people, at the end of the month, when you look back and you say, oh my God, I pay all my bills, and you feel that relief, huh? You breathe again, because before you pay your bills, you're like this. As soon as you finish paying everything, you go to the beach, you walk on the beach, and you think everybody's looking at you. Oh my God, am I looking good? That's how you feel. So that's what they say when you're in a path of enlightenment. You feel in the physical first. On the physical, you feel different. You start distancing yourself from this, and also distancing yourself from the body. So the body notice, hold on, the perispirit is changing here. I need to adapt to that vibration. Huh? This is Spiritism tells us. So it starts the adaptation of the new vibration, but you feel it. So if you're not feeling this, we need to start. Okay? That's how the spirits that love all the time feels. They live in a state of peace and joy all the time. And they are working all the time in the middle of this mess that we have here right now. But they are not bothered, because when they come to communicate with us, the level of equilibrium and vibration makes you cry. Makes you cry. Just for them to get closer to you, you start crying. You start crying. Because it's something that you never felt. And you long for it. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Any questions?
Thinking about that book, what do people say that happens when they think they're going to die but they come back? Oh, I just reviewed my whole life. I saw everything in a minute. It's pretty much look at your own book.
Exactly.
It's your own book anyway, so start now or later on.
Most of the people, when that happened, they come back and say, oh my God, it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
When they review the entire life. Because everybody lives in the same way, on an autopilot. I wake up in the morning, I complain, I go to work, I complain, I do this, I complain, and I come back, and then it's the same thing.
They do
right?
say like, oh, the little things doesn't matter anymore. Like,
No.
being with people, it's that's what matters. It's like, everything is fine. Like,
Exactly.
They start acting like that. Yeah.
Now, as soon as you start to notice the small things, okay, the small things, it's very easy. Start noticing the small things. Your colleague at work, your boss, your wife, no, that is basic. Okay, that is very basic stuff. And then you start into the major ones. That is what? Lying, deceiving, stuff like that. So that we started this. This is all that I said here was duality. Any other question? No? That's what I have for you guys tonight. Thank you very much.